Good. All I know is I am on a mission to help at least 2,000 businesses. I have 200 that I have worked with and about 20 that I'm working with on AI, and it has been a journey, very bumpy, because people don't understand. And I've seen one more thing is people have a very bad self-talk. They say, I don't know about it, so I don't want to do it, right? So that's something that I tell people. Never say I don't know, right? Because Henry Ford said is, if you think you're right, you're absolutely right. If you think you're wrong, you're absolutely right. So whatever you say to yourself is.
Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Dr. PJ's Storyline. And I am Dr. PJ, and we are back with another episode of information that you can use to improve your business or improve your life. And today's guest is going to share some great information for you. But first, I like to always give a foundation for what we're talking about today and give some stats. So we're talking about AI and how AI, artificial intelligence, can help your business. So here's some stats that I want you to consider to ground our foundation. So did you know that 1.6 million workers are laid off each month in the United States? And of those 1.6 million workers that are laid off, 21%, 30% of new entrepreneurs are from that layoff pool. When we look at AI, 78% of global companies use AI on a daily basis during their operations. Global AI market is expected to reach $1.8 trillion by 2030. And the most common use of AI in a business is customer service. 50%, 56% of business owners are using AI for customer service needs. What I want to hit you with today, the last one, is 1 in 5 people who have left their jobs have wanted to leave their jobs to start their own business. So today's guest is one of those 1 in 5. So please welcome Jalal Rassani.
Thank you for having me over on your show.
And I have recently done a LinkedIn post on a comment that Mark Cuban made. And he was talking about that if small businesses did not incorporate artificial intelligence, AI, they would be left behind. And so I know that you have journeyed into AI and have done some things and expanded since we have last connected. So I am happy to bring you on to share your story, because I believe we learn from each other's stories, and that's where our connection lies. So before we get into your new venture, I want you to tell us about your journey to entrepreneurship. So what inspired you to take this leap into entrepreneurship full time?
But thank you. It's a beautiful question. I love to brag about it because where you are in life is what you have done. So if you look back and see what was your journey, you will find out where you are headed. There is a ladder that you're climbing. You just need to open your eyes and see where you're headed. So I've been a business coach. I used to manage a chamber of commerce, and we used to do a lot of educational webinars. And I think you and I have done a couple as well. And in the webinars, I realized there is so much information available in the world. We have excess information, excess knowledge. Now we get lost is, what do we take? What do you utilize for your business? So every time we did webinars, events, educational seminars, in-person places, things we did, we realized that people don't know how to bring little things together. And they were always struggling because most of the startups or small businesses try to do everything by themselves. So they'll open up a business and say, you know what, I'll make sure I pick up all the phones. I'll make sure I'll go create an ad in Canva. I'll make sure I'll put my social media post. I'll make sure. So you're losing so much of your business growth, precious time, taking care of tasks that can be automated. While doing this, I learned that there are so many little tools that you can put together and solve all your problems so you can focus on business. That's why I came up with the name Leap Your Biz. So I wanted to help people increase their business by showing them little tweaks in what they do.
I was gonna say, so basically what you're saying is by the job you had and just your experience in your career, you begin to notice the gaps
Gaps.
that people were having in starting their business. And you are like, hey, I have something, let me
Put it
fulfill the
together.
gap that I'm seeing that's helping small business.
Correct. Correct.
Love it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And people don't, people think when I'm going to start a business, they want to say, I'll have all the answers. I'm going to do A, I'm going to wake up this, I'll have a call, but it doesn't go like that, right?
Right.
There is no blueprint when you start a business. People think it's a blueprint. I'm going to click on this, I'm going to make a call, the guy is going to accept my service, he's going to send me a payment. No, no.
Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, right? So, and
Mm-mm.
so somebody asked me and said, if I ask you 3 questions for a success, and I had a conversation with the gentleman. I said, what made you successful? He said, good decisions. I said, how did you make good decisions? He said, experience. I said, how did you get experience? He said, bad decisions. Right? So think about how the journey is. So if you don't make some bad decisions, that will not help you to get experience. It will not make good decisions. Either you buy a running business for $1 million, or you put this thought together and say, I am going to learn in the journey. So learn to make small mistakes, make some decisions, get some experience, and evolve.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And what you even just broke down was just fundamentals in being an entrepreneur. And I think sometimes we're in this, what we call a microwave society. We want things instantly, we don't want to research anything. And then also in this microwave society, a lot of times this sense of entitlement comes. And we've both counseled business owners, and I've run across some people who are like, I had this fabulous idea for a business and people are going to like it. And it's like, I don't know if they're going to pay for that though. And so when people are starting their entrepreneur journey, whether it's for the first time or several times, sometimes, I've done several businesses and didn't go anywhere.
Correct.
But then you get one that actually works. And so whatever point in that entrepreneurial journey that they're in, is still the fundamentals that have to happen. And there has to be a gap and a need that you're meeting, and you are starting a business to fulfill that gap and for purpose, and not just starting a business because you like doing something and you think that everybody else should embrace it. So
Yeah.
is that the biggest, what you just told us, is that the biggest lesson that you've learned so far in your entrepreneurship journey?
Yes. Yes. I said I need to make some bad decisions so I get experience so I can make good decisions. That's the foundation of my journey.
I love it. I love it. And so you talked about your business, Leap Your Business. Tell me, how did you get into AI? What attracted you to AI?
So I looked at, so what I do is I go to people's businesses and I tell them, can you tell me what work do you do? So I'll give you an example. I went to an attorney's office. He has about 6 employees that do different work. They do title work, they do closings, they do real estate commercial work. So I said, what are your pain points? He says, calling the customers, following up, sending them a checklist, making sure they show up. And we spend about 80 to 90 hours a month just doing this stuff. So we created a system for them, and now we save them about 80 to 90 hours of their precious $35 or $40 a person per hour time for 1/4 of the cost. And now suddenly he is like, oh, my people can now focus on the business and not worry about sending them a checklist before the closing, sending them a checklist for the title company, sending them a reminder, say there is no show. So their efficiency has gone up. So it did not reduce the employment. Like people say, oh, AI will take jobs away. No, AI will make your life more efficient so you can survive in this new way of business easier, right? So that's what I have been seeing, that you cannot be reactive for these things. You cannot say when things will happen, I will look at AI. If you are not proactive, looking to find solutions for little things, right? Like your call forwarding, your voicemail, your capture leads, your booking appointments, this can all be automated.
And I would say my first experience where I really realized this is artificial intelligence is scary. It's still scary to me what it can do,
Correct.
but was when someone told me about Chat GPT. And so that was my entry point into really embracing AI and realizing how it could be a tool for me to get things done quicker as a solopreneur, and to really give me that extra set of eyes and insight, especially for tasks that for entrepreneurs, like you said, we try to do everything, and there are some things we need to really concentrate on our art, on our expertise.
We're good
And
at
there
it.
are some menial things that we know we do that can easily be picked up by AI to help you until you're able to get the staff that you need. But also in general, even if you have the staff, because
Right.
it does provide that good support system, so you can actually use the human talent to its best ability. So you've talked about Leap for Biz and the business and what it can do and how it fills gaps in marketing.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you can clearly tell that Jalal has a background in marketing because he already understands it, and he says it through his answers. So you know that you have an expert here. So is there a way that you can possibly walk us through this Leap for Biz and how it actually works?
Sure. I love it. Let me do a demo. I'm working with a client. I can't give you the name. It's going to be a drive-through. So we have created a demo so he can see. It's a burger place that sells burgers and desserts and soda and stuff. And this is going to be a window assistant that we're setting up. Let's make a call to him and see how he answers our call.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Let's do it.
This is Jay. How can I help you?
Hey, Jay, what kind of burgers do you sell?
Oh, we've got a bunch. There's the classic J Mac, Jay's quarter beef with cheese, and even a double version. If you're into bacon, there's the bacon Jay's quarter beef with cheese. And for something simple, we have cheeseburgers and hamburgers too. Anything catching your eye?
Let me have a basic cheeseburger, please.
Cool, a classic choice. Just the cheeseburger, or do you want to make it a combo with fries and a drink?
Yeah, I'll take the fries and the drink as well.
Awesome. So that's a cheeseburger combo with fries and a drink. What drink would you like to go with that? We've got Coke, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, and more.
I'll take a Sprite, please.
Sweet. So that's a cheeseburger combo with fries and a Sprite. Anything else you want to add? Maybe a dessert or some nuggets?
Sure. Let me have a dessert. What do you have?
We've got some tasty options like the McFlurry with Oreo cookies, a vanilla cone, or maybe a hot fudge sundae. What sounds good to you?
I'll take a apple pie. Keep it simple.
Nice choice. So that's a cheeseburger combo with fries, a Sprite, and an apple pie. Anything else you need?
I think that'd be all.
Great. Here's your final order. A cheeseburger combo with fries, a Sprite, and an apple pie. Your total comes to $9.29. Please pull up to window 1 for payment. Thanks for choosing Jay's Burger House. Can't wait to serve you today.
You saw how it asked me, it told me everything, and it kind of ran me through it, and it gave me the options, gave me the choice. Think of it, if you had an employee who you're paying $2,000 or $3,000 a month, this employee of mine can do it under $1,000 and keep you that money down and consistently. The AI has no mood swings, so it's never in a bad mood. So he always gives a good attitude, right? Always answers it correct. So there is no error. See, in business, you don't want an error. You don't want an unhappy customer, right? So if you think about it from the automation level, we do all these kind of things to set up, no matter what kind of business you are. On an average, in a restaurant, it misses between 14 to 17 calls a day between lunch and dinner. So think about it.
Wow.
If your customer is giving you $20 sale per ticket average, you lost how much money? And you captured everything. So if you get calls, people don't call you for fun. They call you either to place order or they want to find out. So let the AI do the dirty work. I call it the dirty work that can be done constantly, right? So why not AI do it? You focus on your business.
And I like that because you said dirty work. I used to work in food service as a kid, and one of the things that we hated was answering the phones.
There you go.
And when you think about it, when you do go to restaurants or when you do go to offices, when you're there in person and they have to answer the phone, you can tell that everybody hates to answer
Of course.
the phone. So exactly, it's the dirty work. It's the work that the human does not want to do. So why not just have the AI do it? And then the AI doesn't have to take breaks, lunches, and can work 24 hours.
And it
while
sounds the
you're
same. It
Yeah,
sounds the
absolutely.
same. Yeah.
And then what I noticed too, and I think I noticed this, and want to make sure I didn't miss it. You never asked about the apple pie.
Yeah.
The AI gave you some suggestions and never said apple pie. And then you said apple pie, and it rang you up for the apple pie. So it just wanted to bring that out because it's showing that the AI is so attentive to what there, so you're able to program the AI so it knows all of the menus. So even when someone comes kind of, I want to say like off script, it's still able to capture that
Yes.
and take the order. I love it. So with this particular program with Leap Your Biz, you gave the demonstration for restaurants. So what other types of businesses could use this?
Or everybody that has a phone that rings can use AI service. I have an
Mhm.
apartment complex that used to get complaints. My laundry doesn't work. Now it's taking all the messages and sending a text message to the plumbing company if the plumbing is a problem, sending a message to the owner to say there was a problem in number 203, putting everything in an email, putting everything in a Google sheet. So this way, every problem that has happened has been documented, has been responded, and the responsible person, if he doesn't attend, the owner knows or the manager knows, the senior guy knows, hey, there were 3 problems. Did you attend? So think of how efficiently by doing little things, you have set up a system that takes care of your little problems. I see a lot of the plumbers, the HVAC, the construction people, they are outside working and they have no idea what they're missing. I was talking to an electrician and I said, what is your average ticket? He says between $400 to $800. And I said, do you know how many calls you miss? He said, I got tons of calls that I miss. I said, aren't you losing business? He says, there's no system in place. I said, think of if you missed 10 calls a day, that's $4,000. And out of that, you could convert to, that's $800 in your pocket every day for 20 days a month. That's like $16,000 you didn't have. People say, I want more business, but you're not prepared yourself to get more business. So if you don't have a good system in place, everything that has a phone that rings with a good system is going to be a successful business as we go forward.
Yes, and I love that because it gets the calls answered and does the work even for people who do have staff. So this is a great tool to have, especially as people begin to transition into entrepreneurship, even especially for those who are seeking entrepreneurship, but they're still keeping their full-time job. This is a great thing for them to have because the system can be taking the calls while they're on their full-time job, and all it does is tell them who they need to follow up with, correct? And they can
Yeah,
customize the system to
you
their
can customize. And that's what we do. We train the
okay.
bots. We train the bots with everything we know about. That's called the knowledge base. We take
Okay.
your knowledge base from your Q&As, your customers, your past experience. We do a lot of in and out interviews with you to understand what is your business. Only then can it intelligently solve your problem, right?
So what kind of feedback have you gotten from your clients that have been using this and how it's improved their day-to-day operations? Like what are they saying?
Sure. So let's talk about the hesitancy, right? When you go to people and say, I want to do AI, it's like, no, I don't think I'm ready for it. I'm too small for it. You are never too small for this tool. Even the smallest salon that we are working with, the girl there she says, I'm always running out of employees. I was sitting there in our salon, even though it was a place where I was not like feeling comfortable, but I said, let me see what problem she's facing. She was working, and every time she was doing her work, somebody would come, there would be a phone call that would ring and she would not be able to attend. So we are setting up a system for her. The phone will pick up, we'll schedule a call, and then we'll send a reminder and send a text message and put it in the calendar of the owner. And she's like, oh wow, I never thought I could do this. So people always get worried about technology. So technology is not as difficult as it looks, provided you know. And the other thing I tell people is don't try to do everything yourself. I know somebody, we were talking about AI. He said, oh, I'm going to go learn on ChatGPT and do it. Okay. Is that your model? Is that your pattern? If you are used to learning things, then you should be learning things. But if you want to do business, then let experts do what they're doing and you focus on your business part. Let technology help you, right? So I'm learning that it's hard to convince people, but I'm trying to do these educational sessions to make them understand it is not as hard as you think. Don't try to do everything yourself because you're not the expert, or go to school for 3 years and come back and then start your business. So don't lose time. Time is precious, right?
We never get it back.
You never get it back. And the third thing I tell everybody is don't think this is an expense. If you say, oh, it's going to cost me $500 more, no, it's going to save you so much time so you can make more money. So if it's an investment, it's not an expense. If you look at it as an expense, you lost the track right before you started the game. That's how I tell people.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the whole thing in business is to make a profit, and you want to make a profit as efficiently as you can. And I
Correct.
hear people say, yeah, I want to get to be able to make so much where I can hire people. And it's just
Correct.
like, you can hire the right people to do the job, but just think about when you hire somebody and you're able to really utilize that person for the skills that they have and not give them the job that nobody really wants or gets excited
Correct.
about, like answering the phones and things like that. So having this system, I can definitely see how it can help. You don't have to train it, because this is not a person. You don't have to train it. You don't have to offer benefits to it. It helps you to save a lot of money. And then when you do hire, it helps you to be able to retain your human staff. Because when we look at it, how many times do we go to restaurants or we go to anything that is customer service facing? And sometimes we have to wait because they just don't have enough people on staff to do the job, because
Agreed.
people are switching jobs in that arena because they just don't like it, or they don't like the treatment that they get from
Yes.
the other humans, right?
Yes. Yes. And
And so
this
I
works.
definitely
Yeah,
go
and this
ahead.
works 24/7. It
Yeah,
works
it works
24/7.
24/7,
So
and
you
always,
close
like
your
you said,
Yeah, you
has a
close your
pleasant
business.
attitude.
Yeah, you close your business, you gone home, your system's still working. Otherwise, your
It
employee left and you lost the business. Somebody may call at
Yeah.
6:30 for plumbing job and the guy didn't pick up. I'll call another plumber. So whoever had this system
Mhm.
got the sale.
Absolutely. And then you can really focus on hiring people and getting people in your place to really utilize their skills or what they're really, really good at. And it could be their creativity. It could be a lot of different things, but this helps to support your system and support the system that you have in place for your office, for
Correct.
your restaurant, for your plumbing and HVAC. We know construction, they're always out. Even when you're
Correct.
out networking, I tell people to always get out there and network. You can
Yes.
have the system answering your calls while you're out networking and plugging in your appointment. So I love this, and I think it's a great tool. So what would be your advice as their entry point to embracing AI in general?
There are many AI agents that you can set up, or there are companies that will set up for you. Understand how these work at a very high level. Don't try to understand how these work. That's not your job. Let the engineers, let the people who design, like people like us who know what the problem is, we want to solve your problem. When we put systems together, we manage them for you. So once we put it on, you're on autopilot. Things that we have in place is for Google reviews. That's one of the biggest thing people look for when they're looking for a business. We manage
I
that
know
for you.
I do.
Yeah, so you look for that, right? So we manage that.
Yep.
We automate it in such a way, every time a sale is over, we send them a link. If the
Mhm.
customer likes our service, we send it to Google directly. If the customer says, I didn't like the service, we send it to the manager and say, hey, there is a guy who had service, he's not happy. So right away, you can catch one negative review. We manage that. We respond using ChatGPT to the customers that write reviews. So think about how much you can grow. We have an AI agent that can go into your business and pick up all your database and say, oh, you have had 5,000 customers for now till in your whole journey, and you have not even retargeted them, because people lose. If you don't stay in touch with your customer, it's a lost sale. You might get one
Mhm.
sale, but 2 years later, he doesn't know you still exist. He'll find another plumber. He'll find another electrician. So we do customer retargeting using the database where it is automated, right? So think about how beautifully this can be done. If you think
Mhm.
about, you want a financial advisor, every time you have a question on your finances, what do? You call your CPA. The CPA says, I'll call you back. He's busy. He'll not call you back. So there is an AI tool that we are working with a company that will take all your information. It's very well safe, secure, encrypted. It'll ask you every day, how much were your sales? How much did you spend on rent? And it'll do projections for you. And at the end of the month, it will do the whole bookkeeping and give you a file and says, based on all the stuff that is done, here are the stats for you. This you can submit to your CPA who can file your taxes. Think of it, that advisor that you can click and say, hey, I'm about to buy $800 worth of merchandise for this. It'll go categorize it. It'll say, okay, based on this, your spending is too much. So your financial advisor at the tip of your hands. Think of this, for under maybe 1,500, you can have these agents, 4 or 5 of these work for you monthly, less than a good employee, and keep doing. Now you focus on your business, right? So
Wow.
be ready to adapt, to learn, don't get too much into it. Say, no, I'm going to go take this course and I'm going to learn this. You'll still be there. I know somebody learning how to make a website. 3 years back, we met. She said, I'm going to learn how to do it. I said, are you ready? She said, I'm still figuring it out. So that's not our journey, right? Do what you're
Right.
doing.
And yeah, and technology changes
It
so
changes.
much. So by the
Right.
time you get out of school, what you just learned, you
Correct.
need to go back and learn something else. So I
Exactly.
definitely get, yeah, that's sound advice on how just embrace it. Just go in there
You're right.
and start it. People who have great success in hiring people, they don't know how to know, they don't need to know how to do every job. They just need to hire
Correct.
the right person to do it. And you're doing
Exactly.
the same thing with AI. And I like how you explained that it's not just for like the calls too, but it can be an advisor. So you can use it in a lot of different ways, whether you're starting your business, whether you're growing or scaling your business. This is something that you can use at all levels of your entrepreneurship journey. So Jalal, tell us, what do you think is the future for AI? Like what's next? Can you kind of predict like what else is going to do? And then
I
also what's next for you as well?
I wish I could. All I know is I am on a mission to help at least 2,000 businesses. I have 200 that I have worked with and about 20 that I'm working with on AI. And I've seen one more thing is people have a very bad self-talk. They say, I don't know about it, so I don't want to do it, right? So that's something that I tell people. Never say I don't know, right? Because Henry Ford said is if you think you're right, you're absolutely right. If you think you're wrong, you're absolutely right. So whatever you say to yourself is what you are going into, right? So if you say you don't know, yes, agreed, you don't know. But if you say, I know and I want to learn, be adaptive. That's number one. Number two, I went into an office and I was talking to somebody and I said, hey, you used to have 5, 6 employees. What happened? I don't see. He says, no, I closed my office. I'm saving money on rent. I have 5 assistants, voice assistants, the AI set up. They do all my work. One is doing the marketing, one is doing the sales, one is doing the calling, one's doing the accounting. And I said, oh, that must be a lot of money. No, he says 1/3 of what I was paying for 5 employees, I have an office. Now I'm focusing on my business. So what
Mhm.
I'm looking at is we are going to be automating. If you go to the Taco Bells and the places of the world now, they're going to have AI assistant, just like we heard, take all your phone calls and take the orders. So I do see a big change. So if you're not in it, you're not going to win it.
So I want to thank you, Jalal, for joining us and providing so much information and insight and really making it comfortable to really talk about AI and to really embrace it for those who are kind of resistant to it and hesitant toward making that leap. I like the name Leap Your Biz. But anyway, so
No problem.
because that's exactly what you're doing. You're making that leap. And then for those who are already in business who maybe did not know that they could use AI in this way and to customize it to be a financial advisor, to answer your phones, to do follow-ups for you with your customers. I know I hate doing follow-ups,
There you
but
go.
you can get AI to do follow-ups. So there's a lot of different ways. And with Leap Your Business, you said that you can customize it for whatever their
Everything.
needs are. And I know you're going to make sure and you're going to take care of people to make sure that they're comfortable for it and make sure that they utilize it the way that is best to grow their business, because I know your heart and your passion for businesses. And so
Right.
it's just been a pleasure to have you share your journey to Leap Your Biz and how you are helping people to leap their biz into this trend, which is, I think, going to stay around for a very, very long time. It's going to become our new reality, and that's in AI. So everyone, we look forward to seeing you on the next, for you joining us on the next episode of Dr. PJ Storyline.